straight down into it. What is causing your depression? Do you even know what's causing your depression? Do you even know why you're feeling the way you're feeling? Do you even understand anything that's going on with you right now? Especially the younger men. The men my age, y'all too. If you're an RBM, what's an RBM? Raised by mom. If you've been raised by mom, you've missed out on so many aspects of being a man. And you had to learn them as time went on. They had this thing about, you need to build the plane while you flying it, or build the plane while you fly it, or whatever. That doesn't work with mental health. You can do that with a business. With mental health, you can't build it while you're going through the process, because you're not going to learn from it, because you're stressing through it. And then once you get through it, you're like, okay, I'm good. I got through it. But you're not really learning the process. It's called TTP, trust the process. That's why I push so hard. I push and I push and I push and I push for men, particularly black men, particularly men who are raised by their mothers. You need to go through a process. And that process I call reps. And what is reps? Religion, environment, people, and social media. You have to go through this process, and you have to ask yourself certain questions, because everything that's been in your subconscious has been already programmed, has already been there from the age of 0 up to 7. And I don't got to make this stuff up. Look it up for yourself. See, when it comes to mental health, specifically when it comes to men, I do this for real. Okay? I do this for fun, and I do this for a living. I live, eat, and breathe mental health. When I'm in the woods, I'm thinking about mental health. When I'm making this video, I'm thinking about mental health. When I'm eating food, I'm thinking about mental health. Always thinking about mental health. This is not just something I went to school and studied and this, that, and the other. No. I live and breathe mental health. Because now that I know so much about it, I realize so much about myself, and I realize how much other people don't know about themselves. They have no clue, especially if you're a man and you're an RBM. I'm going to keep talking about being an RBM, raised by your mom, which means you're going to be more what? Illogical, irrational, and highly emotional. Why? Because women are more irrational, illogical, and highly emotional. You're going to adapt that because you were raised by your mom. How do I know? I'm an RBM. So what? You want to debate me on that? That's not true. That's not true. My father was there. Your father may have been an RBM. Even if your father was there, who ran the house? See what I'm saying? If mom ran the house, does it really matter if dad was there? Does it really matter if dad was there? There was a while when George Bush was president that they said Dick Cheney was actually the president and Bush was just like the figurehead. Okay, we got a president, but he's listening to the vice president telling him what to do, and then the corporations telling them what to do, and see how that works? Does it really matter? If you don't know, if you're illogical, irrational, and highly emotional as a man, especially an adult male, that's a problem. And you need to evaluate your reps. What is your reps? Religion, environment, people, and social media. If you're not doing that, you're missing out on so many things about your life. Like I talked about a merry-go-round when I was in the woods. I thought about, I don't think I uploaded that video yet. You're in a merry-go-round. Do not confuse motion with progress. Let me say that again. Do not confuse motion with progress. Do not confuse motion with progress. What do I mean by that? Because you're moving don't mean you're progressing. A merry-go-round moves, but it stays in the exact same spot. So you think you're doing something because it's later now. It's now what, May? It's May now. So you think I'm moving forward, but mentally you're not. You're still stuck. You topped out. You're topped out. You don't realize you're topped out. You're topped out. Because if you could do better, you would already be doing better. You don't know how to do better. Why? You're topped out. Your brain width. They call it bandwidth. I call it brain width. Other people call it the same thing, brain width. Your brain is topped out on the knowledge that it knows, and that's where you are right now. And you cannot go no further. Unless you adopt more information, you will be stuck there the rest of your life. I promise you that. That's a guarantee. Why? Because I know the subconscious mind. I know enough. I may know only 5% of the subconscious mind, how it works. 5%. But I know enough. I've read enough. I've studied enough to understand that if you do not expand your horizons, if you do not get more information in to make your life better, it's not going to magically happen. And that's when people talk about PhDs. I love the PhD syndrome. We have a big PhD syndrome problem in the Black community. What is the PhD syndrome? Pray, hope, and dream syndrome. We have that huge in the Black community. Pray, hope, and dream. You're going to wake up and just be better, and wake up and something's going to wake up in God and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work. Look at the community. Look at yourself. Look at your older people in the community. Look at the older people in your family. Are they doing better than what you're doing? You're probably doing better than them. That pray, hope, and dream is horrible. And that's big in the women. Women love pray, hope, and dream syndrome. They're like the MVPs. What's the MVP? Manifesting, vision boards, and I forgot what the P was. Oh, pray. Manifesting, vision boards, and prayer. You talk to a woman, I promise you, she's going to say one of those three things. Go to just a random chick. Do you manifest? Oh my God, I manifest. Yes, I do. Yeah, they love manifesting. You have a vision board? Yes, I have a vision board. I write on my mirror. Oh my God, it's great. Yes. Do you pray? Yes, I pray. Yes, I pray. MVP and PhDs is big in the Black community, and that's why there's no progression, because you're confusing motion with progress. I can't say it enough. As a Black man, I know now more than ever. In the last 5 years, I've accomplished more, I think, mentally in the last 5 years in my whole entire life. And why is that? Because I've been studying and implementing mental health tactics. I'm very, 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 very aware of my mental health, my subconscious mind, what I'm telling myself, what I do when I tell myself, what I do when I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing. All these things are factors that comes with discipline, punishments, boundaries, and standards. All these things I'm saying, or things are just like, it's just too much, it's overwhelming. Yeah, it is. I know it is. Because why? You're an RBM. You're raised by your mom. Some chick, I'm sure, or let me say it right, some woman, I'm sure, is going to say, that's not true. I raised good men, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but if I have to say this, you shouldn't even be on my channel. Let's not go with this all thing. That's not true. There's not all. That's not true. Nothing's 100% except death and taxes. So let's stop going with this whole because it doesn't fit your specific box. There's something called statistics. The bell curve. 80% is 10% and the 10%. The 10% on the outside are called outliers. Because you had your friends and y'all did that, great. The 5 of y'all over the 50 million, those are outliers. So we shouldn't have this whole back and forth thing when it comes to all. When I say men, I'm not saying all. I'm saying 80%. And there's only 6% of that 80% that's going to actually do something. Because they're going to have to give up time or they're going to have to give up money. You're giving up one or the other. You're going to have no choice. You are going to suffer and sacrifice to get peace of mind. There's just no choice around it. There's no options. You have no options. You have none. Like I said, the last 5 years have been incredible. Why? Suffering, sacrificing. Being in the woods, suffering, sacrificing. Putting in that time, suffering, sacrifice. Reading, suffering, sacrificing. Making offers, suffering, sacrificing. Spending time away from family and friends and everything, suffering and sacrificing. But what do I have that most people don't have? Peace of mind. I have peace of mind. Because I went through the pain of the suffering and sacrificing. And since I know it works, what do? I develop offers to show other men how it works. They're like, when should be free? You should just give that information away. Slow down, pumpkin. It don't work that way. You have to earn it. To earn it. When you earn something, you respect it more than something that was given to you. And like the Joker said, if you do something well, you don't do it for free. If you do something well, you don't do it for free. You want to learn things? Go to my playlist. Go to my community tab and go look at the books that I've read, the ebooks I listen to, and the people I listen to online. That's free. Start reading, start listening, and start listening. And then put all that together, see what works for you, and then go from there. This whole free thing is nerve wracking. It's nerve wracking. It's nerve wracking. Even the marijuana you're smoking or the drugs you're taking, none of those are free. But you don't think twice about it. But I call it 5 coping skills, which is sex, alcohol, drugs, food, and work. All those cost money. One way or the other, you're going to pay. And it just decides on how much you want to pay and when. The more you prolong it, the more it's going to cost. It's life. It's how things work. I don't make this stuff up. I've been on this planet almost 50 years. I don't make this stuff up. I don't have to. People have already made these studies and done things ahead of me. I'm just giving them to you in a way you can process them. Like I say, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new. It's just new to you. And you don't want to go through the process. And that's okay. You don't have to go through the process. And you will continue to suffer. You know you could be doing better, but you don't know why you can't do better. Why? Your reps. You topped out. You went as far as your mom could take you. You adopted that personality, and you psychologically, subconsciously, you went as far as she could take you. And that's where you're stuck. And until you learn better, you can't do better. And that's why you're in the situation you're currently in. It's not rocket science. That's why when you get stuff or get more money or get better things, you eventually lose it. Why? Because your subconscious isn't ready for it. It's too much. It's too much to deal with, too much to do. How about people who hit the lottery, or football players or entertainers, and they get money and they blow it all? Why? Because it was too much too fast and their subconscious wasn't ready to deal with it. It's like people who lose a lot of weight quickly and then putting it back on because their body is not adapting to that weight as they're slowly losing the weight. You're going to maintain it longer than somebody who loses 10 pounds in a week. Because the body's like, what's going on? We need to fix this. The subconscious is going to know, we need to fix this. Something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. And what happens? You go right back to where you were, back on the merry-go-round. That's why I say, do not confuse motion with progress. This isn't hard. It really isn't. But you got to go through the process. TTP, trust the process. You got to go through the process. There's no way around that. See, we live in a microwave society, but we still live in an oven world. Let me say that again. We live in a microwave society inside of an oven world. One more time. We live in a microwave society inside of an oven world. So we want things to happen like yesterday. You order something on Amazon and shit, you want to be here in 2 days. Because that's how our society is here in the United States. You want to hear in 2 days. I should order something right now and I should hear a drone dropping the package off in an hour. But you go anywhere else in this planet, it doesn't work that way. But people think it should. Welcome to the real world. Same thing with when it comes to mental health. That's a whole other level. You know how long it's going to take you? If you start right now, if you click the link right now and you take reps, or you take the Peace of Mind Chronicle, and you start today, it's a minimum of 30 plus days to even see a result. because you're going to have to take it, read what it says to do, then actually implement it. Then you're going to have to be consistent with it and not fall back. Because if you fall back, you got to start the whole process over again because the subconscious is like you weren't serious in the first place. Minimum 30 days. Minimum 30 days. And that's just for the basic reps: religion, environment, people, social media. It's going to take a while to wean yourself off all that different stuff. If your religion's not working for you, you got to figure out why and what's going on with the new religion. If your environment's not working for you, you got to change your environment. That's not as easy said and done. The people who are around you, if they're not working for you, you got to change the people who are around. That's easier said than done. Social media, that's going to be hard, especially if you're following all these different social media sites and following the fitness chicks and all the other things on Instagram. You think you're just going to change over all that in one day? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. The brain can only withstand a certain amount of change before it pushes back. Cognitive dissonance. So good luck with that. I'm telling you, if you start today, so every day you don't start, every day you don't do it, it's just pushing you back another 30 days. Another 30 days. Another 30 days. Another 30 days. And what happens is more trash goes in your head. Because now you watch this video and you're like, now the subconscious is like, hey, we need to try that. Now, and now you have that conflict going on. Well, I want to pay the $10. I don't want to pay $10 to get reps. I'll just learn it on my own. And you'll be a year later. And like Thanos told the Avengers, you couldn't live with your failure. And what did that bring you? Back to me.